The health and the wellness market size worldwide was estimated at over 4.4 trillion USDs in 2019, and a figure which is set to increase to a 6 trillion USDs by 2025. It is very, very prominent, and I mean, a known fact today that we are very much concerned about our health today. Also, lot of healthcare startups are presenting, offering you such innovative solutions through their products, through their offerings, that are trying to make us become more healthy and more happier than ever. So, in this healthcare startup series of Medicircle, as we introduced to you, lot of healthcare enthusiastic entrepreneurs who discuss their journey with us, and also discuss what kind of products and offerings do they have for these for the people around us, and what kind of problem they are solving. So, hello, I'm Smita, and you're watching Medicircle. Today, on our healthcare startup series, we have Srinivas Vivek with us. Srinivas is the co founder of Resolute. Resolute is an integrated digital health and wellness service covering precision wellness, continuous virtual care, and also digital therapeutics for families. They enable hyper personalization at a scale, and also everlasting positive changes on health and wellness. So let's know more about Resolute. Hi Vivek, welcome to Medicircle Healthcare Startup Series.
Hey, hi Smita, thanks for having me.
So, as the co-founder, you might have, when you have started, you have something in your mind, because there is a reason whenever a founder starts something, to either to solve a problem, or there is some reason behind it. So, let us know what was that, and more about your startup Resolute.
Yeah, sure. So our holding company's name is called Pythias Health Systems, which was started 4 years back, and we were four of us. All of us were engineers, but we just got passionate about healthcare during our course of our corporate stint. The high purpose there is we want to see. We've seen most verticals produce some outcomes, right? For example, if it's IT, you need to just deliver the software code. Retail, you need to just deliver whatever the product that you promised. But in healthcare, we've seen the outcomes were lagging. The experiences were still like laggard when it comes to other verticals, right? So that's our transformative purpose. Okay, we said, okay, let's build something which is outcome centric, and that's the reason for starting Pythias Health Systems. So Pythias operates three brands. One is called My Diagnostics, which is a direct-to-consumer preventative and functional diagnostics. We take a consumerized approach for diagnostics. It's clinical grade, but we take a very solution-centric approach, like gut health, metabolic health, your nutritional status, your vitality, those kind of aspects. That's one of the brand that we operate. The other one is called Human Fractal, where we supply technology to hospitals, mostly around patient engagement and consumer journey. So that's the thing that we do for hospitals. And the third one is Resolute, which we are going to talk about today, which I think you've given a fantastic introduction. It's one of India's first integrated care and well-being service, which includes precision wellness, continuous virtual care, and digital therapeutics, all in one single platform.
So we always used to have, whenever we talk about digitalization as healthcare, there are two aspects to it. One,
Yep.
while the healthcare providers are using it to make the patient experience much more easier, smoother. The second is how the patient is engaged, and EHRs and other things where the patient is taking control of their data and they have an access to it, they are able to access, and most importantly, a comprehensive, they don't need to carry files. There are a lot of things which is regarding from the patient perspective. So in Resolute, what kind of USPs you are trying to open, or what are the important unique value propositions that are there over other health and wellness startups?
Okay, yeah, I think, yeah. So the core ethos is we are always on, hyper personalized, and we take a whole of me approach to health. Probably I'll just break it down for you. What we mean by always on is, so we spoke about in healthcare long back. We talk about continuous care and stuff. No one has meaningfully cracked it, right? So we thought primary care is a good place to start, the virtual primary care. How do we make it always on? Okay, there needs to be a technology component and there needs to be a human element to it, right? I think so. We combine that in Resolute. So we call it active care. What we mean by active care is the system continuously, there is a longitudinal aspect to it. You can keep recording symptoms. It's going to ask your health goals, or it takes in all the biomarker data. The moment symptom appears that you need care, the system preempts you to talk to our care team. Our care team sits at a centralized command center. Our care team constitutes nurse practitioners, general medical practitioners, therapists, nutritionists, and health coaches. So that's the start of your care cycle. Okay, assume I have a symptom. The always on component is going to preempt you. Hey, looks like your symptom needs intervention, or you might need to talk to a doctor. Okay, so this is the holy grail of primary care. We are talking about it for a long time, so we thought, okay, let's take a always on approach to crack it. So that's the first piece, that we are different from traditional click and consult model. Okay, you click, you schedule, you just get a prescription and walk away. That's pretty much the carence, right? How do we make it a care cycle approach, right? From symptom to recovery. How do we stay with you through both technology and people? Because you can't put always doctor to monitor someone at a primary care level, right? So you need a technology which augments the care team, which does it. That's our active care component. That's one thing we believe it's our strong USP when it comes to do a concierge level premium virtual care service, right? Which is a clear gap in the market. Most of the providers does a discovery based one, right? Discovery and click and transact model. It's not a long-term relationship that you have with your consumer or the patient. The second one is hyper personalization. What we do is everyone's well-being and care journey is unique, right? Based on my motivation, my goal, my concerns, my existing health baseline. Everyone's journey is unique. How do we craft a hyper-personalized wellness journey for each and every one of our members? Okay, we call them the Resolute members because you get Resolute membership either as a family or an individual user or a corporate. We take a GTM through corporates also, right? So you'll be able to construct your own well-being journey. So that's why we call it precision wellness. It's an evidence-based one. We don't do the generalized well-being, right, which is like 10,000 steps, drink 5 liters of water, eating broccoli, and those kind of things, which is not going to cut anymore. What we mean by precision wellness is a evidence-based, highly personalized approach to well-being. We have a notion called the stacks. We have a stack for sleep, we have a stack for stress, we have a stack for nutrition. So those kind of aspects, okay? So that's what we call it, hyper-personalization. And the last one is whole of me. If you really look at it, Smita, the way India, a lot of health tech companies operate, we pull only 3 levers, right? We do doctor consultation, we get prescription, we buy drugs. That's pretty much it. So there are more levers that you could turn on. What about stress regulation? What about sleep optimization? What about nutritional optimization? Preemptive follow-ups, remote health monitoring, and those are the aspects that we are different about than the traditional 1.0 kind of telemedicine setup.
Sure. So how many lives you have touched so far with Resolute?
See, as a group, we touched more than 3 lakh lives or 300,000 lives. But Resolute is 6 months old. We have like 40,000 members now. Most are corporate members, and then our family members who come from My Diagnostics channel.
That's good. So, are you still bootstrapped, or you have raised some funding? So
we raised funds 3 times till now. Our last funding round was from a Singapore family office where we raised $1 million, $1 million US. And pretty much we are self-sustained, meaning we don't make any unit losses. We invest bulk of their capital on building technologies, expanding the team and stuff. But yeah, so that's our last round, and our forecasters will be raising the next round of funding in the next 6 to 8 months. That's the plan.
So all the best for that. And tell us something about your revenue. So what were your revenues in FY 2022, and what?
Yeah. So last year, sorry. Yeah, last year we closed at I think 6 CR is our audited results, and this year I think we are on track to double that. So that's our aspirational goal, and still there are like I think 6 months to go, right? I think it's pretty much our trajectory. Looks like we'll be hitting like 10 to 12 CR. That's our estimate. The one thing that I want to mention is there's a lot of COVID revenues also in the last year's one. Pretty much a lot of RT-PCRs, COVID home care and consultations on the corporate side. But we try to stabilize that with, I think people are now back to well-being at corporates, right? People want a holistic well-being solution. I think we are on track to achieve that, Smita. I think we are quite bullish about it this year. Yeah.
Okay. And based out of Bengaluru, so you are expanding all over India because there are all digitalized solutions which you are offering to your direct to customer brands. So any other expansion plans, especially some specific geographies, because it is, and is there any specific category that you are targeting to, like either gender or age with these healthcare outcomes? Because in generalized there are a lot of other factors also that actually affect a person's health. So any such consideration, Srinivas?
Yeah, we segment our businesses into two things. One is we do service delivery, where we do these diagnostics, where we do the virtual consultations for corporates and individuals, right? So that is pretty much available in all major Indian cities because we have service delivery capabilities, meaning a phlebotomist who go to home to collect sample. We have nurse practitioners at a centralized location and those kind of things. So we have service delivery across all major Indian cities, either through our own staff or through partner network. That's one component of the business. And the second one is we call it our platforms and products business, which is just the software piece, which we are really good at doing. So that's what has happened was this year we expanded into US geography, where we start customizing the Resolute and human fractal platforms for other health systems and providers, which I think we have just started building our digital therapeutics product line, and which we believe bulk of the market is outside India. So our software business was going global, and our service delivery business, we pretty much want to stay at tier one levels in India. So that's our expansion goals for this year.
I would just like to add one study here, Srinivas. Like according to a NUM Research, an Indian market research firm that which states in one of its reports that India's 443 million millennials spend an average of 4,000 per month. That's INR 4,000 per month on health and wellness services and products. Wow. So that's a huge increase in the earlier spends. And also another report shares, that's a wellness market report, that it has been quite yet steady rise from the past few years. And if FICCI's latest estimates are to go by, the industry is valued at a whopping rupees 490 billions. So definitely, I think COVID has accelerated this growth, and people have become more and more health conscious and trying to. They are discovering such healthcare startups which are around us are there, and also offering a very good solution which is available to them, also very much easily accessible. And the third most important thing, the affordability thing. So how you price your products, are there in the affordable range, and how are they priced?
See that, for example, let's break it on. Our membership price just for the digital component is gonna stay at somewhere around 6,000 rupees for the whole year for a 12-month subscription, which includes unlimited primary care through our concierge, and it includes the health check. We call it a health intelligence because it helps you build a baseline so that you can stay with us for a year, so that you can make meaningful improvements for your health. And unlimited access to precision wellness stacks. We are building so many stacks, including hangover, napping, caffeine, stress management, and those, it's unlimited access, not just for you, for the other 3 family members or 3 or 4 family members as well. One thing that we noticed that's happening within the last couple of months is the diagnostic prices are crashing, right? That's pretty much you would have seen across the board, tier 1 players, tier 2, tier 3. So we believe the layer is not just in testing, but you need to give meaningful health insights and recommendations to customers, right? So that's where the value is shifting. Rather than plain health checks, which is just getting commoditized, right? So we believe the prices are dropping, but a curated service like us, I think we believe the value is on the consumer engagement, producing outcomes, giving meaningful recommendations, insights, and stuff. So yeah.
So that's one good thing, that the prices are dropping, but you also expect that the qualities are maintained, because if it is diagnostic,
Yeah,
definitely the quality should be maintained. Early the
right,
diagnosis, it is like the early treatment of such diseases.
right.
So just on the ending note, Srinivas would like to ask you any such experience that you would like to share with the Medicircle audience today regarding your entrepreneurial journey. And before you raised fund or after you raised funds, what was the feeling and how was the experience?
See, funding is just an accelerator for the transformative purpose that you took. It's just a booster, is what we call, right? Funding obviously helps us expand and try out new things. That definitely helped us, but we were always prepared to be like meaningfully spending our capital and investing on the right areas from day one. So our growth has not been explosive, but we are slowly compounding over the last 3 years. So see, I'm not in a position to just give advices because we are yet to make meaningfully big or to meaningfully make it big for the venture level outcomes. Right? But simple heuristics that work for us is you should always, work on the massive transformative purpose that you take on, because without passion, without curiosity, the staying power is very less in health tech, because it's so hard, because health tech is so hard. uh, and yeah, the size of the reward depends on the size of the risk that you're taking. So we are playing very hard, because well-being, is like very crowded. We're taking a very fresh approach, and primary care needs to be rebooted. Telemedicine needs to be rebooted in the new era. So those are the areas that we are taking risk. We believe if we do it well, the rewards are going to be massive. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I think, yeah.
Great, great. So thank you so much, Srinivas, and we look forward to, your mission to unlock full health potential for everyone. All the best for that, and thank you so much for joining us today for this healthcare startup series of Medicircle.
Yeah. Thank you, Smita.